Just what the heck is going on with this real estate market?
What the hell?
Do I buy? Do I sell? Do I wait to buy? Do I wait to sell? Do I do an adjustable rate mortgage? Do I hold out for all cash offer? What if the price of homes go down? What if they continue to go up? Someone give me some answers, right? What's going on? Well, let me try to clarify a few things for you folks. I'm Brian Chandler. I'm with RE/MAX Alliance, coming to you from Parker, Colorado from my home office. And so where we are right now is we are looking at interest rates as of July 2022 at about 6%, a little over, a little under, depending on where you go. So if you're a home seller, you're thinking, well, do I sell? Do I wait?
Wait, what do I do again?
Well, what we see, folks, is that the inventory levels, for the most part, are increasing somewhat. It depends on where you are regionally. You may still be looking at a market that's low on inventory or increasing inventory. If you're going into areas where we're being flooded from the pandemic and from other states, like Boise, Idaho, as an example, or Phoenix, you might be looking at more inventory than other areas. And what that means is that if you are a buyer, now you may have an opportunity to negotiate a price of a property where before you weren't able to negotiate much because you were in competitive situations. Now, the other thing from a seller standpoint is homes are still appreciation. If you go back in history, folks, and look at it, and I'll try to show you a chart here. However, if you go back and look at all the recessions that we've had, the only time that appreciation of homes was less than inflation was in 1991, which I was selling real estate at that time, and 2008. Okay, so when I go back and look at 1981, when I bought my second house, interest rates were 18%. I know, it's hard to believe, right? And now we're balking at 6%. So
You can't go back.
if sellers still hold on to their property and decide not to sell now, most of the time you're still going to see appreciation. We're still seeing home prices rise for the most part because inventory levels are low. Now, also, demand is decreasing because buyers are facing higher interest rates. What you could afford 4 months ago, 5 months ago, a $600,000 house, now they're looking at $450,000 is the maximum they can afford. So big change between what you could buy 4 or 5 months ago and what you could buy now. However, we are resilient here in the real estate industry and the mortgage industry, and we're coming up with different ways in order to help you as buyers and sellers accomplish your goals. So one of the things they've come up with is a 40-year mortgage. So they amortize it over a longer period of time. They're usually only going to charge interest only on the first 10 years. So the remaining 30 years, like a 30-year amortized loan, will now have interest and principal involved. But for the first 10 years, you're not buying down any principal. You're only paying interest. You have adjustable rate mortgages, which means you can start at a lower rate, and then over time it will inch its way up to accommodate higher payments and a higher rate, an annual APR or annual percentage rate. So what do? Well, we have another method that is being considered right now, and that if a buyer has a wherewithal to get cash out of another property, you can go in, make a all cash offer on some of these listings that are out there and negotiate yourself a pretty good purchase on a home that may not have very much competition at this time, or less competition than you would have faced back in earlier part of this year or last year.
That's beautiful.
One of the other things we do is a seller buy down. This benefits both you as a buyer and you as the seller because, as an example, if we were to take a house of $850,000 and the buyer could only afford a certain level of payment, right? In order to accomplish that payment, the seller has to drop the price $50,000 to get the buyer the loan to qualify for it. So now it goes from $850,000 to $800,000. However, if we have the buyer's loan company allow the seller to buy down his loan or his points, now we can still accomplish the same payment with the seller contributing from 850,000, that seller might have to contribute 10 to 15,000 to the buyer's mortgage company to buy down the interest rate that that buyer would have at 800,000. So think about it. 850 minus 50 is 800,000 as far as the sales price. If the seller contributes 850 minus 10 or 15, now the sales price becomes 840 or 835. The seller walks away with 35 or 40,000 more on the sale of the property.
Show me the money. Show me the money.
And the buyer still gets the same loan payment he would if the seller dropped the price by 50,000. So I hope that's not confusing and it makes sense, but this is a way that we're really looking at trying to adjust for the rapid rise in interest rates that we've been facing. And the Fed is going to continue to raise their discount rate. They've indicated that several more times here in 2022, and we're not sure exactly how that's going to affect the mortgage industry. But months ago, if you watched any of my videos, you heard me say that we're probably going to be close to 7%, could be as high as 9%, which nobody really wants to see that at this point in time, even though compared to 18% that I paid back in 1981 is a sweet deal. Anyhow, it's Brian Chandler with RE/MAX Alliance here in Parker, Colorado. I hope you found this informative and interesting. If you did, go ahead, give me a like, subscribe. There should be a button down here somewhere. Ring the bell, say all, and next time I make a video, you'll be notified of that, and maybe it's some information you might say, hey, that's great stuff Brian shared, or like, hey, I don't care about that right now. Either way, go ahead. Click the bell, give me a like, subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Take care.